Would you let us know who you are and what your relationship is to the Creative Workshop and to this fellow that you're sitting next to?
Well, my name is Rebecca Zaretsky, and I am a student at Brighton High School. And I have been coming and taking classes at the Creative Workshop probably since I was like 4, a very long time. And this fellow sitting over here is my grandfather.
My name is Daniel Lumpert, and I've been coming to the workshop here for 40 years.
Nice. Okay. And you're sitting next to a painting. Could you tell us?
This is one of my paintings that I made at 1974. 1974 for a lips class. It's a picture of two tubes intertwined in a chair.
Right. And you'd mentioned that something gave you the idea for this painting. It came from...
Well, this was in my, I'm a school teacher of music. This was in my room. The tubas were stored in my room. And one morning I found that somebody had moved all the instruments. And it was destroyed. They were cleaning the room and they left it a mess. So what I did was I said, well, I was a little upset about it. I decided, well, I'll paint it. You know, so I went home and I painted this painting, intertwined with the chairs.
And you made some, looks like you made some design decisions as well, taking the jumble of chairs and turning it into a really accomplished painting that...
Yeah, well, it took some time, but it came out pretty good.
Nice. Nice. And Rebecca, you're sitting next to something that you made as well here.
I've been taking jewelry making here for probably 2 years now. And this is my first piece ever. And it's a circlet. And just wear it like that. So.
And do you remember how you made it, what you made it out of, and how you formed it?
Yeah, it is made out of copper, silver, and brass. And I had to cut all of the metals, and I had to heat them up a lot and solder them together. And there's actually a stone on here too, so I had to attach that as well. And they're all different metals, so the colors kind of contrast nicely.
Well, it's beautifully designed, and it does look like a bezel setting for a stone. So one of the things from a beginning jewelry class.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you both, as you've been taking classes, and Dan, as having taken classes for 40 years, you must have worked with a few different instructors or taken a few classes. Do you remember?
Actually, I worked with 2.
Okay.
Well, occasionally somebody would come in and substitute, so it was 3, but it wasn't a long period of time. But I studied mainly with Milford Apitz for about 6 years, and then Fred Lip for the rest of the time since '74.
Nice.
Until now. And I would like to continue.
Okay. Well, we have a spot for you in the next class, not a problem. And you do have a painting on the wall in the advanced student show right now. And we could take a moment and take a look at that in just a second. But I wanted to ask a few more questions for you. And one of the things that's fun, knowing you both from the classes that you take, Rebecca, you're here a lot on Saturdays, and I know you volunteered this summer as well. And Dan, we see you every other Tuesday, pretty much like clockwork. So what have you noticed in your own artistic development that you've learned here and being inspired by the Creative Workshop and taking classes here? And then what have you noticed in, Rebecca, what inspires you about your grandfather's work? And Dan, what have you noticed in your granddaughter's development as an artist?
Well, she's done very well. She's, I think, has a lot of ability, and she has a very good color sense, and I'm very proud of her.
Since I started taking workshops here, I've noticed that I have actually gotten, I'm able to use my hands better because pretty clumsy as it is, and I'm not as clumsy as I used to be.
Oh, good.
So that's good. And in my grandfather's work, it really inspires me how he can look at something that's seemingly one color and then turn it into all these different colors. And you look back at it and you think, oh, well, it really is all of these other colors. It's not just one color.